Hi actors, it's Wendy Alane Wright, talent manager at WAW Entertainment. And I received some really interesting emails this week from a couple of actresses who were feeling afraid and doubting themselves about whether they were good enough or valuable enough to pursue their goals and their dreams, and asked me if I could help them get over their fears. And I was just having a conversation with an actress who I highly admire and respect. And in our conversation, we were talking about how we believe that God uses each of us for His purpose and not our own. And that, you know, His plan is kind of the one we're supposed to be following instead of trying to mold everything to our way. And I know that one of the things that I'm really, really good at is helping encourage and motivate other people to be successful and to break through their fears and to really go for their dreams and their career freely, without any hesitation, trusting in themselves and just giving it 180%, you know, full throttle. And I also remember some of the tools that I have used over the years that helped me become this confident, creative person and, you know, successful businesswoman and successful human being, because there were things I've done in my life that have led me to become this person today. But some of you are so young, you haven't had those experiences yet, and you're struggling. You're wondering if you're good enough, or if you have the skills to make it, or if you are valuable enough to be, you know, successful in this industry. So I wanted to just give you a couple of tools that I've used over the years. There is a seminar called Insight Seminars. I know that it's in Boston, and I know it's in LA. I'm not sure if it's in New York. But it is one of the most powerful seminars I've ever done. It was a 4-day seminar that was really all about, I did it when I was like 20 something. Which wasn't too long ago. It was all about loving yourself, honoring who you are and what you have to give and to share with the world, not doubting yourself, and just trusting in yourself, that you're enough, that you're good enough. And I highly recommend you do that seminar if you have any chance to ever do that seminar. It's called Insight Seminars, and it is an amazing, amazing journey. It changed my life. Another thing is called the Forum. Years ago, when I was a young girl, 19 or something, I really wanted to do television, but I had terrible stage fright. And I had this opportunity to do this amazing seminar in New York called the Forum. It was a 3-day seminar, and after I'd finished doing it, I was so empowered and felt so strong in who I am and in what I wanted to accomplish, and my confidence level was so high that it's amazing how the universe works, but literally the week after I finished that seminar, I got a call from a television producer who asked me if I wanted to star in a show called Crime Stoppers, which used to air back east 20 years ago. And I said yes. And before I had done that seminar, I would have said no, because I would have been afraid. I would have doubted myself. I would have wondered if I was good enough. I would have done all that stuff that we do mentally in our heads. And instead, I just said yes. And that decision changed my life, the direction in which I went, and everything I did afterwards because of that seminar. So I highly recommend that you do some kind of work that helps you develop strength and confidence in yourself. And those two things have really worked for me, Insight Seminars and the Forum. They're wonderful. I also suggest you read a couple books. There's a book called The 4 Agreements. I take it for granted that I know so much and that I know these things, and I realize that a lot of people haven't read that yet. But The 4 Agreements is a very powerful book that you should read. That's all I can say. And it teaches you some very important wisdom that you can apply in your life. It's a very simple read. It's, you could read it in a day, and it's just profound, and so I suggest it. There's also another book called The Artist's Way. The Artist's Way is a book that will help get you unblocked if you're blocked, and help you keep becoming more and more and more creative. A lot of entertainers have used this book to to unleash all that creative energy and artistic ability that they have within them. And so I highly suggest you read The Artist's Way. And it's a great read, and it's a wonderful workbook too you can work through. And the last book that I want to recommend is called Who Moved My Cheese? Who Moved My Cheese? It's a great book, and it's learning about changing your perspective on things and how you perceive things. So I just highly recommend those 5 tools. And if you have an opportunity to do any of them, I highly suggest that you do. In the meantime, listen, it's hard to keep going for your dreams and your goals. And I know that, we all have insecurity as human beings. And often what happens is we get this divine creative spark, this amazing thought, oh my God, I could do this, this, this. And then some kind of negativity will creep in that'll say, well, maybe you can't, maybe you're not, worthy enough, maybe you really, maybe you couldn't. And then we can defeat ourselves before we even get started. So it is your job to, surround yourself with positive affirmations and positive thinking, and realize that you are so gifted and so amazing. You are totally shaped to, in the image of God, in my opinion. I believe that God is like a creative energy in the universe, and that he's responsible for creating everything, and that we're shaped in that same capacity with the ability to create. That is who we are. And constantly, if you look around you, all you see are things that people have created. Every single thing around you is something that someone else has created, because they are creative beings. And so inside you, you have amazing gifts and incredible talent.